Todoroki-kun's hellish home. My guys.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, if they invite me over to dinner, I'm gonna feel awkward as hell. It was a little bit awkward.
But we're getting into the flashback. I've been dying to see this, man.
You are right. And we're gonna get a breakdown of Endeavour. That is crazy. There's more to him that meets the eye.
But before that, man, welcome back to Conquerosaki Corner. It's your boy Rooks.
Yo.
I'm your boy Serge. It's your boy Vin.
Yo.
And we're here to bring you our latest review of My Hero Academia. That's
Boku no
Hero
Hero
Academia, Chapter 249, Todoroki-kun's hellish home.
If you haven't already, guys, smash the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Leave a comment down there because this chapter was crazy, very, very informative. We're building up the storyline, and don't forget to share the video. The more you share, the more we grow. But let's chop it out, guys.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was more of like a character building chapter. There wasn't too much action. I mean, there was a little bit of flashbacks where they were trying to compete with Endeavour. But
I like that one.
They're nowhere near ready. Seems like Bakugo is the quickest. May I just add that in there?
Fair.
You understand? Even Todoroki-kun, all you Todoroki fans, he said, he has excuses. Nah, bro, your name's not Bakugo, bro. That's all it is. But now, other than that, it was a great character building chapter. We really finally got to see some of the vibes in the Todoroki house.
Before we get to the household, did you guys notice anything with Bakugo's body?
It was Todoroki.
Was it Todoroki?
No, it was both of them.
Lacerations or some sort, right?
I think they both been trying to work on their move. That's what it is.
And we've known this before. Bakugo explained it. The more strain you put on your body, your quirk is a muscle that you overtrain. It will start to hurt and reflect on your arms and the outer skin. So what they're doing right now, they're pushing their 100% limit to that 1,000, even more so.
I don't remember what the words were, but when Endeavour said to them before he raced away, he was just like, practice something on the lines of practice so your actions are automatic. That's what I got from it.
Yeah, no.
Although he said it much more poetically than that.
So you could do it in your sleep.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's it.
And you can clearly see that's what they've been doing, and you know that's what the lacerations are because Shoto says, I can't control my flames yet. So you can kind of see that's what they were both doing.
I think one thing to point out though is Todoroki's, I don't want to just say humbleness and he's a great guy, but very humbled in the fact that he's willing to accept that he's not reached the level that he should be at in order to progress. I know Bakugo said, I'm faster than you, but Todoroki knows he just can't control it yet.
Do you know what the thing is? Todoroki's always been that kind of. He's always understood that he's got certain limitations.
But initially he didn't actually. He was more of a hothead, even though he only used ice.
He knew his limitations with ice only. The reason he didn't use it was because of his arrogance against his dad. But that was his arrogance there. Yeah. Whereas Bakugo's arrogance is because he knows that he's how powerful he can be and how quick he wants to be. Yeah. And he just wants to be the best. As simple as it gets.
I think that's more to do with it. I mean, Bakugo will probably race them in who can get dressed faster. He's trying to win at everything.
Anything.
But I have a feeling that at some point, as much as I hate to say it, it could hold him back. Focus on you. Focus on what you need to do. Don't compete with these boys. Focus on improving. Because that's kind of what Endeavour said to him before. Yeah. You're here to learn your limitations. It don't matter if you can beat them two in a race.
You
can't be limitations.
You can't be yourself.
It's irrelevant, man.
Yeah.
But they're all growing.
Definitely.
They're all gonna get there. But we got into the household, man.
Let's cook it up.
Now, before I get there, man, I swear that I thought Bakugo was gonna cook up man's sister.
Yeah?
Because I think Shoto wouldn't even say nothing.
He wouldn't even say that.
But Toya could. Now that's his name, right?
Toya?
Hey, he's a big boy, man.
No, Toya's the missing brother.
Is he?
Oh,
so what's the name of the other one? Natsu.
That's Natsu.
Natsu means sin, right?
Summer.
It means summer.
Summer means Natsu means summer in Japanese, I believe.
Natsu, he just came in there. What's going on? Yeah. I'm good. I've eaten. Thanks. I'm about to bounce.
I don't like that.
It's funny because everyone's experiences. We're trying to understand their life changing experience in terms of growing up in that household, being a part of the number 2 dad growing up, and the whole experience for them. But Natsu just has so much resentment in him, and you can see it in his eyes.
Yeah, but I think what Kohai did really well this chapter is he also went a lot into Endeavour, where he's showing how Endeavour's constantly dreaming about his family. I think that even though he had his own goal of being number one, I think somehow it pertained to like him doing something great for his family. And ultimately, one day, if Endeavour falls or dies or whatever, it's going to be one of those bittersweet, like hurtful things where we're really going to feel him. Because he loves his family. Like, there's no doubt about it. He was just probably very, very harsh in order to push them.
I can guarantee you guys in the anime, when he's reflecting, the violins that are going to be playing in the background, you're going to feel so tense. Because the whole thing is to feel sorry for Endeavour. Although he's done so much evil things to his family, we're meant to be drawn to him as right now because he's the number one hero. Mm-hmm. So the whole focus of Kohai, you know what, I like that. Kohai is now directing us to a point where love him. Even though you may hate him because of the way you've seen him, you have to love him because he's the number one in the moment.
Well, just to carry on, this is what I'm saying. I think he did a brilliant part of this chapter. So before we get there, Bakugo's manners are like, seriously, this boy, he's talking smack to Shoto in his house. He's talking smack to his sister.
He was trying to clean up though.
Like,
he was trying to clean up. I'll give him that.
But he made a point. He said, listen, you lot ruin the taste of the good food, man. Like, it's supposed to be light-hearted.
His manners are bad. But truth be told, he said it. Don't talk family domestic while in front of guests. Have some understanding, like that's your in-house issue. We don't want to hear that. We don't want to know.
You know what I think the thing that I gathered a lot about Bakugo in this chapter, and I'm going to take your side on this one, how much of a G he is. Bakugo knows what he needs to do in most cases, but he just doesn't know how to do it. That's what I think about Bakugo. He's a prodigy.
I loved how Midoriya read through Todoroki Shoto, and he just said to him, he goes, you want to forgive him, you're just not ready yet.
Yeah. Jesus.
I love Bakugo. He's like, if you hate him, you don't have to forgive him.
It's real though, it's real. You have two sides of it. You got one friend telling you one thing, and another friend saying, look, do what you gotta do, accept it, move on with your shit.
And it's funny because Endeavour eavesdropped on that.
Mad. And he's listening, he's paying attention.
And then you put us in suspense and you don't let us know what he did.
Ooh.
It has to come next chapter.
It's true. It is true. I like Endeavour's dream. Yeah. I like where we're going with Endeavour. What I want to see is what he does about it, because he's holding himself back. He's reached one pinnacle where his lifelong goal is this, but he's got another goal that no one's ever known about, but he's not being able to capture it.
Well, I mean,
and he's relying on his daughter. So
his goal is to see his family happy, but however, he can never picture himself with them, and that's the painful part. And it's just like, I just see it now. Violence. He's with his family dead. Like,
man.
I hope I'm wrong, but I don't
no.
think
Hopefully it's not too late, Endeavour. We have some faith in you. Some faith. Toya.
So we got to the end of the chapter and we had Endeavour mention that he wished. So he's got the family with him, but he says he wishes that he had Toya with him. Now, who is Toya?
Who is Toya? Speculations. Could be Dabi. Fire is fire. Blue flame. You made a great point earlier, you might want to share it.
So I went back to chapter 191, I believe it's called Hawks, Endeavour, Dabi. And we remember that Endeavour got his butt handed to him and he got his face pretty much ripped in half by the high end. The first thing he said when Dabi popped onto the scene was, my vision is blurry. So he couldn't actually see Dabi himself, even though he knows who he is. And he knows that I believe he knows that he's a flame user.
He knows he's a villain, yeah.
And he knows he's a flame user, but he couldn't see his face.
Yeah.
So if we go back and say, well, Endeavour's seen Dabi, so he should know it's his child, well, he couldn't actually see him. So that's open to,
And the other interpretation, you got to remember, Dabi's manipulated his face structure, and he's cut himself up. Self-manipulation, so he's more, what's pushed him to that point?
Whether it be he actually done that intentionally, or another scenario, he could have been training to prove his father wrong. Because you know how he's been quite strict with
the children.
Shoto.
Yeah.
What just say Dabi were to train himself so hard that he learned this blue flame and mastered it. Yeah. Because we've seen how well he uses the blue flame.
Expense.
What did he lose?
In this chapter, we saw that it looks like that Shoto ended up burning himself.
Yeah.
Through using the flame, so
Dabi could have been doing the same, burning his skin off just to get to that point.
So I mean, that doesn't mean this is Dabi.
No, we're speculating.
You know, our
opinion. Again, apologies. Let us know your comments down below. That was a good way to end it. Yeah. Suspense, very good cliffhanger. If you haven't already,
smash that subscribe button,
leave a like.
But from Konkurizaki Corner, it is that time.
Peace out.